Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's James, and we are back. Today, we are talking about mastering GA4 custom definitions. If you're not familiar with what custom definitions are, it's basically Google Analytics' way of allowing you to track custom event parameters and events that are happening on Google Analytics in your GA4 account that are not natively showing up. Sometimes you'll be having events. All right, so there's two types of definitions that you can create. There's dimensions, and then there are metrics. So there's the overall is definitions, and now we have custom dimensions and custom metrics. So the dimensions are going to be qualitative data points. So those are going to be words. Those are going to be page title, things in that nature. Custom metrics are going to be quantitative. So in those data points we're talking, and so kind of like we talked about this earlier, they're going to enhance how you actually report on this data. It's going to give you more targeted reports and give you a deeper insight into consumer behavior. How GA4 is set up currently, and you're looking for things, it makes it really difficult sometimes to pull those reports together. And the key ingredient that you're missing is just adding the ability to sort for those custom events that you've created. And even in a lot of cases too, there's a lot of default events in GA4 that don't have those filter options, like video URL if you have an embedded. All right, so here we are in the admin section for a GA4 account. To get to custom definitions, you will go ahead and scroll down to custom definitions under data display, or you can get to it by clicking in it in the left-hand column. So here you'll see we already have a few different events that have been, custom definitions that have been created. And here you can select between custom dimensions and metrics for custom definitions, and it's going to be the exact same process for metrics. As you'll click on Create Custom Dimension, you can give it a name, determine the scope. You'll almost always use events. Events is definitely going to be the most common. If you want to know about user and item custom definitions, drop something in the comments, give us a follow, and we'll go ahead and make that in one of our next videos. But here is the list of the default event parameters that Google Analytics is pulling through that aren't filterable in your dashboards. So I like to add a couple of these, whichever ones that you're using and is relevant to you. Google Analytics does have limitations and caps on how many custom definitions that you can have, and we'll get on more on that later. But scroll through these, take a look, and see which ones fit right for your business. Some good ones that I recommend just scrolling down. All right, so we are back. We already touched on how we need to use descriptive names and organize them logically. One thing to keep in mind is that GA4 limits you to 500 data points per day. So if you have any events that are pulling over 500, then you're going to reach a cap, basically. So just keep that in mind as you are creating them. And so we kind of touched on some track-specific page elements, like the links that people are clicking on. You can monitor user interaction. So using custom metrics, like we said, those are numbers, right? So if you wanted to track the amount of video someone has watched on a page, you would set that up in custom metrics. And you can improve target and personalization as well. All right, so a few issues that we've seen people run into is the whole reason they need the custom definitions in the first place. They're lacking those detailed insights and filtering and sorting through their data, which is causing some pretty ineffective segmentation. So they're not able to separate those audiences into the proper groups to really get an idea of what's going on there. Some common pitfalls that we see is going to be overcomplicating things, tracking things that don't need to be tracked, not focusing on those core events. All right, real quick, I just wanted to touch on some actual specific use cases that people have used in the past, some bigger brands you may be familiar with that set up custom dimensions to enhance their reporting experience. So the first one I wanted to bring up is ASOS. It's a manufacturing company for fashion, and they use custom dimensions to track user interactions with their products. They set up custom dimensions for their product categories, sizes, and colors. So within Google Analytics, they can actually see, hey, someone ordered 25 red shirts. I guess by their numbers, it's going to be a lot larger than that, but you can track, they can track anything that they want about their products. They can see what's trending, what's not, where they need to divert their attention to. And so now, aside from just filtering and looking at your data, there are going to be several use cases where you can incorporate these custom dimensions with built-in features in Google Analytics to really get the absolute most out of your reporting. So one of those things is funnels. So within the funnels that you set up, you can set those custom dimensions to segment those audiences and get super specific with the user attributes that you're wanting to classify and sort through. And within those funnels, you can generate specific segments of audiences that you want to track to. So you get the audiences in the funnel, and then you separate those into their own remarketing audience, which is just so powerful. I really can't stress enough the importance and power of remarketing. So another way that you can use this with some other features is going to be through filtering and reporting. And another great example is going to be using it up in Explorer when you're setting up those custom tables and metrics, and you just want more control to your data. This kind of goes into the same touch points on adding those filtering. So I won't really touch on it too much. But the event-based filtering, the explorations, BigQuery exports, if you're importing all of your data into BigQuery, does have a longer, BigQuery does have a larger data. All right, so just wrapping everything up, custom definitions are going to be super invaluable to add to your analytic arsenal. You're going to be able to add those custom sorting and filtering options for not only the recommended parameters, the recommended events that are going to be inside Google Analytics. That's how you can track your custom events and parameters within your reporting to gain a deeper and richer understanding of what's actually going on whether it be your website or your app or whatever you are using Google Analytics for. And experiment to find the best configurations that work for you. There are really no rules. It's going to be what applies best to your business. There really is no one size fits all. It's just, if you enjoyed the video, I hope it was something you got a lot of value of. If you want to learn more about the intricacies of websites, analytics, SEO, conversion optimization, give us a follow. We are here to help. If you want us to cover anything, let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to get to it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.